This is the number one factor when it comes to you reaching your fitness goals. This is the most important thing. This is what the people who reach their goals and maintain their goals, this is what they have. And this is what the people who sometimes lose weight, sometimes gain muscle, but are never, they never able to maintain it. This is what they lack. So the number one thing that you need in order to lose the fat and keep it off, reach your goal physique, is going to be consistency. Consistency is so important. It's what so many people lack. I always get DMs on Instagram, on TikTok about people saying, hey man, I've been doing keto for 2 weeks. When am I going to see results? When am I going to see results? Or I did keto for 4 weeks and I didn't like the results, so I stopped. Listen, if you want to reach your goals, you have to absolutely be consistent day in and day out. There's no option. Like if you want to reach your goal and maintain it, there's no option to be like, I'm going to be consistent until I reach my goals and stop. That's like literally building momentum and then taking your foot off the gas. Obviously, you're going to lose momentum every single time, right? That's one of the most important things, is consistency, because the only way to lose, the only way to fail at your goals, guaranteed, is to quit. Because sometimes on your diet, sometimes you go 4 weeks straight, you eat really good, and then you have like 3 days where you eat really bad. Now, if you get back on track, hop back on the bandwagon and get right back on your nutrition, you'll still reach your goals. What most of us do is we revert back to our old habits and we undo the 4 weeks by continually eating like crap, right? Because 3 days isn't going to offset 4 weeks, right? If you ate good for 4 weeks and then you eat bad for 3 days, yeah, you might gain a lot of water weight, but in reality, you can't gain all the fat that you lost back, right? And that's another thing that a lot of us struggle with. I know the 90-10 rule always applies. If I eat good 90% of the time, if I make it a lifestyle 90% of the time, if I'm consistent 90% of the time with my nutrition, then I'll be good. 10% of the time, yeah, I can go out for my birthday, have some steak, have some wine, have some fries. If I'm out with friends, I can have pizza every once in a while, but I don't make that 100% of my nutrition. A lot of you guys make it 80 to 90% of your nutrition. You're consistently inconsistent, or you're consistent with bad habits. And then when you are consistent with good habits or good nutrition for 10% of your year, you expect results. You're always gonna get out what you put in, guys. So if you're consistent 90% of the time with nutrition, then you'll be able to reach your goals. Let me calculate this for y'all. All right, so there's 365 days in the year. We all know this. All right, so if 90% of the year, which is 328 days, if you're consistent those days, then you can have, I'm trying to calculate this thing. You can have 40 days, which is like 4 weeks. 4 weeks. No. That's like, you could have like 6-7 weeks where you're eating whatever, right? Now, if you're trying to maintain the numbers even better, it's like 80 to 20, right? You can eat whatever you want to like 20% of the time, and then 80% of the time you really want to dial in, right? But consistency is going to be the number one thing. Consistency to show up to the gym, consistency to show up in the kitchen, to meal prep, to actually execute your nutrition. Because a lot of us, we do good during the week, we do bad on the weekend, or we have 2 week stretches where we're doing amazing, and then we have 2 week stretches where we're doing horrible. Every single time you do that, the bad cancels out the good, right? And you're never going to reach your goals. You have to absolutely be consistent. You can't negotiate with consistency. You need to set standards for yourself that'll help you reach your goals. All right. For me personally, I have standards for myself. I'm going to read 10 pages every day to get my mindset right. I'm going to listen to some motivation, right? I'm going to watch some motivational people too, people I look up to, because they keep me on track, because they're always on track too, right? I'm going to make sure that I meal prep, execute nutrition. I'm going to make sure that I'm tracking macros at least, 90% of the time. Like 90% of the year, I'll be tracking macros just to keep myself on track. Yes, I know how many calories are in most things that I eat, but just typing it in gives me that extra accountability. Yes, I'm going to take gym pictures, gym selfies to keep myself accountable, because I know what my best self looks like. Simple, right? Yes, I'm going to show up to the gym no matter how I feel. If I'm tired, if I'm feeling weak, if it's been a bad day, if I had a horrible day, even when I got in a car accident, I still showed up to the gym. Just had to Uber. Fuck it. Got to make it happen, right? It's raining really bad outside. No car, do an at-home workout. I've done it all, right? You just have to really want it. If you are not consistent, it just means you don't want it enough, right? If you don't have that genuine desire, you're not going to be consistent.